Welcome to St. Augustine this evening, the Mike Davis Show, and we got great co-hosts with you. We got great topics today. You guys are going to absolutely love this show. And before we do our ad reads, let's introduce our champion. We Are the Champions should be playing in the background right now if we had a big, expensive studio with a budget. Davey Hartzel.
That was amazing.
Yes, I did not see any of it, but I did see the pictures and how happy you were online. And if there was ever a person who was thrilled to be where they were when that picture was taken, it was you.
Honestly, what a show. I Love Your Mother was amazing. It was such a great event. I can't say enough. Thank you for supporting it. That was great. Missed you dearly out there, but it was really cool to see Troy, the fam, and Pete was there.
Did Troy make it there?
Troy went.
Yes, he
Did somebody make him buy a ticket?
BB went. He was there too.
Yes.
And somebody.
Blake was so smiley.
He did great. Yeah.
He was so smiley. All the pictures, he's just got this huge smile on his face.
Because he had a little crush.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
On a specific.
Does she have OnlyFans?
No. I feel like this is a very wholesome one, and I don't want to screw it up because if I said the character that she portrayed, no. But good for that.
No.
Blake,
Yes.
he pulled me aside very gentlemanly. Was like, "Do you happen to know this young lady?" And I said, "Absolutely." And so, bada bing, go ahead, Blake.
We need
Bada
to
bing.
protect his confidentiality.
Yeah, we love him.
So I do have one small question about the
Except tell me
entire
after the
event. I know that you were heavily involved in it. You emceed it.
Yes, sir.
You participated in it. There's a rumor out there that you also judged it.
No. There was no judging. Judging is this week. Derby Day. I'm doing hat judging with the sheriff.
I just didn't know if you picked you to win. I was just asking a question.
Oh, is this your segue for the?
I just didn't know if you picked you to win.
No, I was
Okay.
the MC. I was great. I was, on the stage and trying to hold it together with the Davey stall like a lot. There was a lot of dumpster fire moments backstage we were trying to fix, but yeah,
I heard several comments by several people that you did a remarkable job.
Awesome, thank you, sir. Yeah,
So,
it
yes.
was a lot of fun. Big shout out to everybody.
Most of them were being released Sunday morning from the jail, but I thought they were all they were good people.
I got the bondsman. Everybody knows my Rolodex. I got you.
Christmas bells wound.
Seriously, I had nothing but good comments for you, so I'm very happy for you. I'm giving you a little bit of a hard time, but
so real quick,
happy.
since you were a donor of that event,
Yes.
they gave us a challenge of an anonymous donor gave us $2,000 match, and we basically quadrupled that.
That's
just
awesome.
The whole thing. Yeah. So Matanzas Riverkeeper is about to get a giant check. I'm excited for
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah, cleaning up our waters. We're such an extraordinary community. You know,
Yes,
like
for
just
sure.
we rally around all of these different causes, and I think we're so unique like that. I love that. I love
Absolutely.
our team.
Yes. All right, let's
Good
make
stuff.
some money so we can continue to pay everybody for being on the
What do
show.
you want?
Bless. God
Yes.
bless. God bless.
Shh, don't tell Amanda. A to C
What did you say?
Roofing and Waterproofing. They offer free estimates. They've been serving St. Johns County for over 20 years. They offer shingle roofs with a 50-year warranty. They also install tile roofing, cedar shake shingles, and designer roofing with flat roof coverings.
Ging, ging, ging.
And yes, that was easy for anyone but me to say. Recent jobs with material descriptions can be seen at their website, A2ZRoofingandWaterproofing.com. Call Chuck McCone, their owner, 904-669-8037.
Yay! And we've got Powell Heating and Air Conditioning. They are dedicated to customer service, and that has been evident in everything that they do from the moment they answer your call until the time they leave your home. They are working to make you comfortable and confident about the care and service you receive from Powell, and they've been doing this as a locally owned business for 39 years.
Wow.
They've got a fleet of 10 plus trucks, a 15,000 square foot warehouse stocked with parts and equipment servicing all heating and air conditioning brands, and their emergency service is always open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, including nights, weekends, and holidays. Call Powell Heating and Air Conditioning for all of your comfort needs.
Hey, cool kids. The team at South State Bank is a group of bankers you can count on. Their approach to building long-term relationships with their customers is the best in the business. If you're looking for a banking relationship you can depend on, check out South State Bank. They've got 3 locations to serve you in St. Augustine. They've got 312, State Road 16, and The Beach. Visit their website at southstatebank.com, member FDIC.
All right, and our very last one, Abear Kresge and Associates. They're a full-service local CPA firm with a team of skilled professionals dedicated to providing top levels of service in the area of tax compliance, planning for businesses, estates, individuals, and trusts. They can also do audits, reviews, and other accounting services. If you need a business valuation, forensic analysis, or litigation support, give them a call. You can reach them at 904-460-0747. Sorry, AbearKresgeCPA.com. Bill and Kent are great guys. They're wonderful people. I use them for some of my work, so they're definitely a really, really good company.
Awesome.
All right, so that's it. We got everybody in there.
We're here.
Also, the Bozard Ford community update, second annual Grand Luau.
Oh, yeah?
All the cool kids have tickets, Davey. Do you have tickets yet?
This is good. This is a really good moment.
Are you going to get tickets, Davey?
When is it?
It is May 11th, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
I should know this answer.
Yes.
May 11th. Yes.
May 11th, 5 to 8 p.m.
Let's go.
Amanda and Louie will be there.
Yay!
Yes.
I'm excited.
Darcy and I will be there. Also, in the Jackie Hurd calendar
For sure.
of all things that happen, it's the last day of Passover.
Oh,
right.
thank you, Jackie Hurd. We
Thank
love
you.
Jackie Hurd.
Me too.
Yep, we got a
She
brand.
also has a really cool group, everybody. It's called St. Augustine Events. That's where I get a lot of events for the afternoon show. Jackie Hurd's a huge help every day. So, yeah, shout out to her. I love Jackie.
Yep, great picture for May. I just flipped. Isn't that an awesome picture for May?
That looks great, man.
Yep, that's a good picture. We won't show it to May.
It's all your
She'll
work.
be distracted. I know. There's a lot of Mike Davis and A.D. Davis work and Vernon Davis
Flagler.
work in there. So
Yeah,
Reese Davis
beautiful.
is.
I know that rooftop when I see it.
The Ford is there. We did not work on that one, though. We haven't been around that long.
Well, just wait.
All right. So we have been promising our listeners for the better part of a month. I think it's been about a month.
Been a month.
Because I wasn't wearing this shirt and I was wearing the shirt. Davey reminded me 2 weeks ago.
This is best shirt. This is the best shirt you have.
so I
love
wore
it.
it for Davey.
Jungle green. Perfect.
Yes. That was Master's Green.
Well, thank you.
Master's Green, Jungle Green. Yeah, it's just got
Did
color.
you see the
Masters
movie?
of the
Did you
Yawn
see the
Fest.
movie The Women? It's like an old black and white movie.
I have seen this,
And
yeah.
there's this
Fill
whole
me
like
in.
jungle red
Yeah,
nail polish
undertone
thing
or something, yeah.
So everyone's going to this manicurist in town and getting jungle red, and it's like it becomes this sensation. And through this manicurist who is a gossip, not only will she listen, she'll share everything. This woman finds out that her husband's cheating on her.
This is a great
and
movie.
finds out who the mistress is and like confronts her, and it's this whole thing. So ever since I saw that movie as a child with my grandmother, I have been very into red nail polish. It's on my nails.
gotta rewatch
So
that.
jungle red. You're wearing jungle green.
7
that's
minutes
jungle red.
in and I've lost control of my own show.
It's 8
Jungle
minutes.
Red took over.
Jungle
See,
red.
that's what happens. Red Shoe Diaries.
That's another movie we could watch. The
That
one-
is not a movie, that's a series.
Speaking of which, do you have the
No,
new
the
wheel?
movie,
Do you have
The
the
Women.
wheel lined up for us to spin
Oh,
at the end
no,
of the show
I'm not
today?
watching
I
or no?
do. It's right here.
We should add that movie.
I got it.
Oh, dear goodness me. All
Anyway, okay.
right, so we had the Gone in 60 Seconds was the one that was selected, but not
Yes.
the Nick Cage Gone in 60
No.
Seconds.
Right.
The old school Gone in 60
Yes.
Seconds.
Right.
So I have strong opinions, as I have strong opinions about mostly everything.
Uh-huh.
So not to overshadow you two,
Okay.
I would like to hear what you thought of the movie before I tee up my comments.
I thought that it was okay. So it was an independent movie. I knew that going in.
Yeah.
And it was the original independent movie, and it's what 1974. So like it's of a certain age. I thought that it was really ambitious for the budget that I had and the crew that it had. I mean, it's a stunt driver that was like, I can make a movie. And so it was pretty wild. I mean, you could kind of tell that it was made from the perspective of the stunt driver because like there's not a whole lot of dialogue. So it's really the action that moves.
It was actually the action. Yeah, I have
It's
that in
the
my notes too.
action
Yeah.
that moves it forward. But it was wild, and they had no budget. But
I'm just trying
it
to
was
think-
93 cars were destroyed.
I'm trying
in
to think
that final
like
car chase.
74. That's my thing. Is I'm
Right?
trying to think like 74. Like if I went to a movie theater and I saw that in 74, I probably would have been blown
Well,
out
it was
of the
a
way.
huge phenomenon.
Yeah. Yeah, was it? Was this a really
Yeah.
popular film back
Yeah,
then?
so
I
like,
don't think it was as big as Star Wars in 77.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay, well, no, that's pulling
was
into
not.
perspective.
Or
but-
Jaws.
Maybe
But-
like an ET level?
Or The Exorcist.
Let me see.
I'm just throwing 70s movies.
Somebody
out
give
there.
me something here, yeah? Porky's.
No, that was
heard-
the 80s, Davey.
Oh, that was 80s?
Yes, and that now is deemed inappropriate.
Was it really?
Yeah, it
Oh,
is
for
now
sure.
by some people.
Revenge of
Yes.
the Nerds. I
Not
remember that
my
one too.
generation, but some
Yes.
people in another one. Yes.
Oh.
So, Gone in 60 Seconds, I heard, I'm trying to pull up the actual numbers so I don't misquote them, but what they made it for versus what they made on it, just in box office, was pretty wild. So, I'm trying to pull up the stats for it because I saw it in a video and not in print, so I'm working on it. But H.B. Halecki was this like major stunt driver. And so like what he did to that vehicle to make it survive that car chase is pretty impressive. Like the amount of reinforcement he did and the modifications he did to it so that it would survive that insane 40-minute car chase is wild, to the point that it legit was still running after that major jump.
I know.
And it still runs to this day. They had to repair it, but it still runs to this day. And the Halecki family will loan it out to museums and events for a price.
Sort of like the Batmobile at our classic
Yes,
car museum.
absolutely.
Got it. Okay.
But it's like the original Eleanor you can get at your events.
So, okay, if you, seeing the movie now, like, and obviously there are different elements to it, if you could change one thing about the movie, what would you change?
I would change nothing.
Nothing.
You would change nothing.
No, because then I would have to change all of my comments that I have here.
Oh,
I'm
dear.
fully ready
Oh,
for
dear.
comments, and we're like changing the movie.
So the wind up in the
David,
pitch,
so
I'm
Davey,
busting.
What was the part of the movie that you
I
enjoyed
think
the most?
aesthetically, it was awesome to see like how big the cars were. Like for them to make the turns and like they were
Right.
just so heavy. You know what I mean? Like these were like big cars. I thought like as far as like the fashion sense of it, I think obviously everything was on point for 74. If it's just, so yeah, I think the movie flowed well. I enjoyed it. If I was a professional car thief, I think I wouldn't have been as good as the ones in this movie. So yeah, I think I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It was just something that I've never seen before, and it took me out of my element, which I like. And that I thought car culture is not part of my regimen, but yeah, I enjoyed this.
All right, so I had no idea what it was.
Okay.
I watched it. I was reading a book at the same time, mainly because the first 30 minutes of the movie. Now, first of all, let me say hats off to these guys for getting it out there. They did it at a time without a studio, when you had to have a studio. They did it at a time when, production values were pretty good. They're nowhere near what they are today because of all of the technology.
Yeah.
But to be able to film that and then get that on the big screen, I give them full credit. So everything I'm about to say after that is not really a dig at them. I'm applaud them. However, I had issues. And by the way, Tim, you're not allowed to drink until we say Taylor Swift. So now you can drink. I know your beer was gone in 60
is that
seconds,
the
but
magic
Tim,
word?
that's the rule for watching the show, Tim.
You should listen to the song Black Dog, Tim. It's
Yeah.
wonderful.
So I thought that the first 30 minutes of the movie, they decided that they couldn't get the sound and the mouths moving at the same time.
I feel like
So,
that's
so they
normal, though.
filmed everybody talking to one another, either in a car or in a room, not facing the camera. And I think they dubbed over most of the lines. So I have to give them credit. It's the first time I've watched a movie like this and gone, man, those Chinese kung fu guys really have the sound down. I mean, it's like, those guys really know how to do
you want from
sound
me today?
compared to what. But this movie didn't even try to fake it. They just didn't show the actors talking. Like their heads were turned away from the camera most of the time that they were talking. So I'm like, okay, that's a really unique
And
perspective.
most of the dialogue for the 40-minute car chase scene is through CB radio. So it's voiceover. So you don't even have to worry about it at that point.
I want to know.
You're saying Clay would have done a better job at the obviously.
For sure.
Yeah.
He can fix it now and re-release it.
I want to tell you this. If the 904 now was in existence in 1974, Pete Melfi could have gotten in his car in St. Augustine and driven to the chase faster than the helicopter got in the air. Every time the helicopter, we should be in the air in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We should be in the air in 13 minutes and 55 seconds.
some of
That guy's like, just go with half a tank, just get in the fight.
I will give you that. So,
Maverick, engage.
the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office is way better at getting pit maneuvers than
They have like 7 helicopters sitting on the tarmac. Do you think we should put gas in one? No, let's put 1 gallon in each one until they're all full, and then we'll launch them all at the same time. I don't know who was in charge of the helicopter group.
But was that the humor in the movie? Like,
you know what?
I feel like that was supposed
I think
to
they
happen.
got busted down and they were in chips. They were later seen in chips because they couldn't fly the helicopter anymore. They were given a motorcycle. So I thought that part was kind of interesting. I thought that the guys that were driving the police cars, the next role they had in Hollywood, because they couldn't hit anything. They could, except themselves. They hit every single police car. They hit every single ditch, but they couldn't hit the guy driving the getaway car, right? And I thought their next job in Hollywood was as stormtroopers. Because they couldn't hit anything they shot at either. I know. It was like this was their next role. I'm like, these are the stormtroopers before they became Star Wars.
It was like, they really didn't. Would they want to not catch him? Yeah, that was interesting.
Well, and then I'm watching this. There were several times he's like almost trapped, and there's like just enough room to get the car through as long as he lost a fender or something, and he made it through. And then I'm watching I'm 37 minutes into the chase scene, and I'm like, okay.
You hated this.
I have observations. I'm like, how is this guy going to get away? And all of a sudden over the radio, please keep everyone away from such and such a street. There's been a major accident. To which they flash to it, and there's like 2 ambulances, which makes it a major accident, right? Again, Pete Melfi would have been there filming. We'd have gotten great film from this. And he jumps the car.
Yeah.
Like this car that has been beat up, it manages to launch itself. The police get in this terrific wreck. And then I thought the greatest scene of the movie comes along. He's rolling up along the street, trying to figure out how he's going to get away before the police get through the crash that now has another crash attached to it.
Oh, yeah.
And he looks over, and lo and behold, what is coming or getting ready to go into the car wash? But the exact same car.
It's so coincidence.
The exact same car. Yes. And he smartly drives over, puts his car in the car wash, runs to the front, tells the lady, I work here.
Yeah.
There's a problem with your car. We got to run it back
that
through
was a
again.
Smooth move.
And then she goes to see the manager.
Yellow car, yeah.
He takes off with the brand new car that he was trying to steal anyway, that does not have a scratch on
yellow.
it. That is also yellow. As the police roll in and arrest the manager of thinking he's the driver. So I'm watching, I think this is great. But also, Davey mentioned how many different ways they stole cars.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the background, I thought they should have been playing the Jackson 5. 50 ways to leave your lover. Because there's 50 ways to steal a car in 60 seconds.
When did that song come out? Because
I don't know, but I think it should have been in the background behind it. If they had a budget, they would have gotten it in there, but they didn't have a budget. So,
the budget was $150,000. That's the estimate. It grossed $40 million in the box office. So that is a resounding success for $150,000 to parlay that to $40 million. Yep. And there were massive merchandising opportunities. Eleanor became iconic. And so they were starting to produce a sequel, Gone in 60 Seconds 2, which was 15 years later.
Really?
They were. So they were in the works. But Halecki had an accident. And died instantly. And so that's why the sequel never came out. So that was 15 years later.
That sounds sketchy.
So his legacy, well, I don't know if the accident was like on the set. Well, I guess it was. So he was involved in a tragic accident while filming a stunt and died instantly. So his...
And 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover may not be by the Jackson 5.
It's not. It's Paul Simon, but 1975 they remade it, so they were a year off of this film. So close.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So close.
Thank God they sang it. I was in trouble.
No, they did. They
Barbara
definitely
Jean
did.
called you out.
I know.
She
Barbara
did,
Jean,
Barbara
the
Jean.
police out there.
No, I thought that. Overall, it was mostly entertaining.
Yeah.
It was mostly car chase. If you were into the car chase scenes,
It was mostly without permits too.
That's what Bobby said. He said that it was
legit
shot without
wasn't.
permits.
Yeah. Most of it was.
I thought it was pretty good.
And some of the accidents that made it into the final cut of the movie, were not intended to happen. So like when he hits the telephone pole, that was not in the script. That was not planned. He legit hit that at 100 miles an hour.
I didn't know that.
And they kept it in because like it's a good shot.
Obviously.
So when he hits the 2 wrecked cars and he jumps in the final jump, and I have that clip if we want to show it. He hits that at around 100 miles an hour, and the car legitimately launched 30 feet in the air.
Wow.
And it was still drivable after that. But there are videos you can find about what he did to reinforce the vehicle and make it.
All right. So
possible.
now I have, like, you can't make this movie today.
Oh, for sure
Because if
not.
the final car was a Tesla, it'd run out of battery juice.
It would've run out.
I'm just saying, it wouldn't make it to the end of the show.
Okay, so Troy wanted to ask this question to you guys because he couldn't be here tonight. He's very sorry. But if you were a professional car thief like this in the movie, what would be your dream car to steal and why? This is a typical Troy question.
Yeah,
it has to do with breaking the law.
Yeah, it means he didn't see the movie and he just wanted to participate.
Let me see. Let me pull it up.
Yes. There were no cliff notes for the movie.
No, there were
He
not.
couldn't find a section on there where there was a
And
30
he
second
didn't want to
review.
pay the $1.99 on Prime. God forbid.
No. And Tubi had too many commercials for him.
I can't with that attention span.
Oh.
What would be your dream car?
I'm not a big car
Me
person.
neither.
I mean, people all the time, they're like, they go gaga over cars. And I'm like, to me, it's just a mode of transportation to get from one point to the other. You know, I joke around, I'll never not have a truck.
Yeah.
Because like there's just stuff. I mean, this weekend I had to haul some furniture.
Have
for
you
one of the
always
kids.
had a truck?
No. In fact, I was a small car guy in high school and college, and then I came home and went to work in construction. I got a truck, and Danny Yabanas was one of my good friends. His dad saw me one day driving downtown. He was a doctor here in town, really great guy, and he's like, "Mike, when did you become a redneck?" I'm like, "It's just a work truck."
It's just a work truck. Relax. Take a shower. Good gracious.
So I'm not. So Kenny, tell us what car, if you're a nut, which one you would steal.
What would you steal, Kenny?
I would steal a Stingray.
Would you?
Yes.
A Stingray.
Oh, there's the pop-up. So you guys have been watching me search. Hold on.
Well, I got to tell you, Bozard Fords has a Bronco, a heritage collection. Have you seen what this looks like? It looks like a vintage Bronco, but like it's got sweet.
I like that. I just saw that this weekend. We just saw. I think it really looks good. I'm gonna say this, and I should get. I'm not trying to be funny.
Okay.
But as a surfer, right? It's either one of the old surf fans.
A Woody?
Or Woody, yes.
He wants a Woody.
Really?
So I want a Stingray. That's what I want.
Yeah.
If I'm stealing something, I'm stealing a little Corvette.
So you would want something like that would go real fast? Like
Yes.
So the other one, my dad had two cars that we sold that we never should have sold. One was a Toyota Land Cruiser before they gentrified them. The old one that I drove
Rich
it to Pensacola.
Turnbull still has his.
I drove it to Pensacola.
Yeah.
It's like riding in a stagecoach.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the 8 hours over there, I thought, oh my God, my back will never be the same again.
Yeah,
it was stick shift. It was great. The other one, he had a two-door Tahoe that when you hit the gas, your head got planted into the head. It was like, and it was like you just were leaving a light at 5 miles an hour, but it went that fast.
0 to 60
And when
in a
he sold
second.
that, and I was like, no, not that one.
Kenny
Not
said
that.
a
So those are the only
68
two cars I've ever like. Those were cool that I really would want to have back.
Kenny said a 68 Camaro.
I would never want to go have my
Camaro
Ford Fiesta
SS.
back in high school. I could do without that.
Oh yeah.
It was bright yellow.
Oh wow.
It looked like a cab.
That's that's like our protagonist in the
Yeah, no
film
radio
here.
and no AC. It was not a great
No
vehicle.
radio. No. You had to have something.
Well, we put a radio in, and then a couple years later, when we went to sell it, it was like worth $400. And we were signing the paper. I said, "Dad, give me 1 second before you sign." He said, "What are you gonna do?" I said, "I gotta go pull the radio out of there. That's worth $350." I said, "I want the radio back." I'm like out there yanking the speakers out,
God
pulling out the
bless.
rest. We're getting this. I think the salesman cried because I think the radio was his commission. He's like in tears.
Oh, geez.
It's like, no, we got the radio.
So
We're keeping
this
that.
car is the first time a vehicle was ever credited in the credits of a movie.
Really?
Eleanor made the credits.
That was the name of the car.
Yes.
Kathy, there's a fully decked out black Jeep that's for sale on the island.
Yeah, there is.
They have had it in front of Anastasia Diner, in front of Anastasia Baptist Church, and in front of the yoga studio. It is making the rounds, and it's not a bad price. So.
Yeah.
I want Kathy to have a G-Wagon, so I'm just saying.
Yep.
G-Wagon.
Yep. Tim, that thing was a piece of junk. Yes, you should know, Tim. You rode in it multiple times. Yes. It did get us to the beach and back. So, yeah. No, cars
So are
are
we going to
a
give
bit of a thing.
stars for the movie?
Yeah, what are you out of 5? What is it? 5 stars?
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you give?
I gave it 3.5 for originality. I'm kind of dinging them for like the screenplay was a little iffy, and I could never figure out the role that the kids in the car had because every once in a while they would just roll through
I
the
think
film.
they were just comic relief.
Yeah, but I'm not sure they were actors. I was kind of wondering if they were actually really smoking dope while they were rolling.
I'm
through.
sure some of that.
I mean, the
it's
camera was
70s.
in the vehicle.
Yeah,
so.
definitely. I didn't see any smoke
Just
billowing.
asking. Yeah.
I'm gonna say 4. I'm gonna go 4 stars.
Yeah. I think for what it was, I would say 4.
Yeah.
For what it was.
For
I
what
mean,
it was. That's really
because
valiant.
like the guy that was the stunt driver that designed everything, he had no like real movie experience, and he was the producer. He wrote the screenplay, like he did everything.
Yeah.
And it was a real family affair.
You didn't
and
have to say much.
They got it done, and
Yeah.
it was fantastic. I think
It was
great.
entertaining.
So
Yeah.
you're giving it 4?
Yeah, I'll give it 4.
3 and a 5.
4, 4, 3.
You
Who
said-
gave it a 5?
No, I said 4.
3.5.
Yeah, I said 3.5.
3. I had a 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So yeah,
So we're kind of right there with it.
3.75 is the average. There it is.
So
Yeah.
next Tuesday I'm gone. Are we going to try to pick another movie today? Or
Yeah.
we
We
gonna
can
pick
do
one?
it right now. I've got the wheel up.
You have the
Okay.
wheel up.
All right, here it is.
All right, so we're gonna click. Let's find
my.
out. I added the women 1939
Come
to replace
on.
Gone in 60
Please not
Seconds.
Little Women. Please not Little
Something
Women.
good.
It's not Little
Please
Women.
not Little House on the Prairie.
Is it really?
It's the women.
Oh my god! Of all of those movies.
I want to see the wheel. Is there every
That's
spoke
what I
on the
said.
wheel?
It's right there.
Is it on every
You
spoke
can
on the
look at
wheel?
it.
We have to watch the Women 1939. I
Yeah,
know I've
so they
seen
remade it. So they remade it. So not that one. It's the 1939 one because that's the
How long is this
legit-
movie?
I'll tell you.
Oh, he's so pissed right
I don't care. You got to watch a car chase movie. Calm down.
That was fun.
I'm not even a car chase guy.
Mike,
Don't
it's,
pick things and go, you should enjoy this
it's
just because.
2 hours and 13 minutes.
Yeah.
You'll never get back in your
What?
life. We have to watch the 1939 film?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That's such caca.
It's the good one.
It's free on Tubi. Oh, God. Everyone's cheering on that one.
2 hours and
13 minutes.
$3. It's on sale right now on Amazon because no one's watching it.
No.
$3.59.
Gone in 60 Seconds is on sale also. So if you weren't able to find it on Tubi, it was 49 cents last night.
I am
on
fixing
Gone
this
in-
wheel
on-
before
Wow.
we spin it again. I
I
can tell you
overpaid.
that right now. Kathy never heard of it, and now I got to watch it.
I know. Poor Kathy.
I think you guys just got together and said, let's waste 2 hours of Mike's life once a month on some movie that
Suck
we
it up.
don't even want to watch.
Start it now.
This
Just watch
is-
10 minutes per day.
No, just pull the Band-Aid off. Get the whole thing done at one time.
This is Joan Crawford. This is iconic.
Oh, well, then I'm in. I didn't know
This
Joan
is
was in it.
iconic. This
Joan
is
is
movie
in it?
history.
know how many
Everyone
crappy
has to
Joan
have red
Crawford
fingernails
movies
when
I
we
had
come
to
back.
watch as a kid when there was only 3 channels
I
on
don't
TV.
care.
Oh, wow.
No.
Joan Crawford, Norma Shearer, Rosalind Russell, Paulette Goddard.
How many times have I told you,
Joan
Amanda,
Fontaine.
no more wire hangers?
Lawrence Nash.
Suck it
God,
up.
that's what, when we would be punished as kids, my mom would put us in a room, we would have to watch Mommy Dearest, and she'd be like, see? You want me to be like that?
You know,
hilarious.
and that's not allowed to go on the wheel because that'll be the next
No.
movie I have to
Faye
watch.
Dunaway? Oh, man, but
no
she
more.
was iconic
No
in that.
more.
You can't
Right.
dismiss that film. It's so good.
Yes, I
Christina!
No.
The Women, 1939.
There it
Next
is.
up.
It's official.
Newman.
All right, I'm removing it from the wheel now for next time.
Man. So how long do we have? Like 3 weeks to watch this?
When are we going to do it?
It's the last.
typically we
or no,
do-
It's the, what is
yeah,
it? The
last Tuesday of the month.
So it'll be the.
So that would be the 28th of May.
So we have a long time.
Yes.
I'm getting it over with. I can tell you that much.
Do it.
Not
Take
not
notes.
this weekend, but next. I'm getting it over with. Darcy's going to come to me and go, hey, it's
Darcy.
Mother's Day. I can't. I got to watch this movie,
You know
Women
what? You're going
1939.
to see your sister. You should make it a whole family affair, and let's get your sister's take on it too.
Just ruined
No,
Mother's Day.
actually, I am hoping that Saturday night we can get the live stream feed. My brother is coaching in a playoff game. His 10-year-old girls. It's on video.
Oh, really?
From Texas in softball.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, we could be cooking out, drinking bourbon, and watching 10-year-olds play softball. So I'm like, this is a great way to spend a Saturday night.
Yeah,
So, yes. Yeah. Oh, Bobby, don't watch it. Just take my words for it. I gave you the whole review.
Bobby,
Stop.
That was
grumpy.
ridiculous.
how do you find a movie on Tubi?
All right.
Are you
Well,
putting instructions? You want me to do that?
I'm working on it.
I can do it.
There's a thing called a search bar. You hit that, type it in, and
Wow,
then it
Captain
pops up.
Obvious.
Yes.
All right. so-
Sorry, Davey.
No, it was great. I just learned something.
Search bar. It's a little thing. It's the icon like your Sherlock Holmes.
I just paid for the movie.
TubiTV.com, TubiTV.com.
Oh.
Free movies and TV. Knock it off, Google. So there's an app you can get on most smart TVs. Roku has an app. So
Roku.
if you've got Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Samsung, Sony's, LG, Android, Chromecast, iOS, Apple TV, blah, 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 Xbox, all of the things, you can get the app for Tubi and you can watch movies for free.
Funny, they need to
With
update their
commercials,
website,
nothing's for free.
It's PS5.
Barbara
now.
Jean, you seen this is very funny. I love the comment. It's very cute. But if all of a sudden we picked Brett Favre's greatest comebacks,
Oh.
I mean,
some of those are going to be against the Vikings and they're not going to be good to watch.
Yeah, true story.
A couple of them are going to be Viking games, which will probably be okay to watch.
Brett
so,
Favre was a dirty birdie.
Yeah.
Was sending dirty texts.
To
well,
who?
I don't know, but it was all over the interweb here.
oh, it was
saw it.
girls. He's sportsman. I mean, of course he's sending
Chancha.
dirty
In Spanish,
I
we
mean,
say chancha.
Adam Levine, all the
So wait a
dudes.
minute. So
Come
you're
on.
telling me no woman ever has sent Brett Favre an inappropriate message? Ever?
I'm sure.
I'm
But
sure
I mean,
they
when
have.
you're
Ever?
of that status, you think Taylor Swift shows a boobie?
I guarantee
no.
you Barbara Jean sent. I guarantee you Barbara Jean sent Brett Favre some inappropriate
Taylor Swift
messages.
didn't even
if she
show her
had his
belly
phone.
button.
See?
Taylor Swift was withholding her belly button.
Exactly.
She would
See?
wear like midriff shirts, but she would have them tailored so that her belly button wouldn't be shown.
'Cause that's
and
where
it
her
became
life
such a
begins.
thing that a photographer like hid in the woods and got pictures of her at the beach
Mm-hmm.
with her friends when she was on holiday to show her belly button because who cares?
Just gave Tim an
And-
answer. Yeah,
yes.
see, he said, thanks, Davey. You can have a sip of the beer now.
Yes, thanks, Davey. Tim only watches this show to have adult beverages.
That's nice. That's
Yes.
really nice. It's very thorough.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's good.
I got nothing
Me
against it.
neither. It's
Yes.
holy water.
All right. So, speaking of fashion, before we get to relationship
Oh, Lordy.
questions,
Here we go.
so a fashion expert and
Yes.
also a beauty pageant contestant
Really?
in South America, I believe.
Oh, I believe so.
I believe
In a
so.
country that doesn't exist, but only in
And
his
a
mind.
former elected representative to Congress.
Oh, man. My
Desperate
my
to stay
people's
relevant.
finest.
And here's the thing: I got thinking about him getting kicked out of Congress. He did like 1/1000th of what some of these people that have been there for 30 years, and they kicked him out
Yes.
just because they didn't like him. Anyway,
Not the
he's-
greatest. Sorry.
Neither are they, Davey.
Well,
Neither are they.
he was pretty much of a low life though too. He was using funds, right? Misappropriated funds. I know a lot of people do that, right? But that was
What's the guy that's got the
for Botox. Like, am I paying for this?
What's
guy's
the guy
Botox?
that's got the just
Oh, you're
wads
telling
of
me
cash
Nancy-
hidden in all of his clothes at his house?
Mendez.
Mendez,
Bob
yeah.
Gold Bar Mendez.
Yeah.
Who even John Fetterman makes fun of.
So he is a Republican. This George Santos we're talking about.
He's an
Yes.
alleged Republican.
Alleged.
Alleged.
But he went on, I guess he went online over the weekend, and he basically Joan Rivers the White House Correspondents' Dinner. So as people were being shown on TV, he was commenting online
Live tweeting.
on their attire.
Oh my
and
God.
so he had a ball commenting on these different women and men's attire going into the event. So if you go to
He's
the
a piece of
article, and I
work.
think Amanda has Ellen.
Ellen.
Ellen
DeGeneres.
Everybody and
Ellen
Ellen.
DeGeneres, pull this up. So anyway, if you go to the article, he starts
There we go.
commenting on
My
different
mom
people.
says Ellen degenerate.
So the first
She was a bully.
Yeah, true.
person he commented on,
I've got Olivia Beavers.
yes, I have no idea who she is.
Me neither. I was hoping you were going to fill me
I
in
don't
here.
know. I mean, I don't really watch a lot of.
It is
network
not a
news.
nice comment.
Yeah, this is
It's
really.
been one hell of a mission going through these outfits for this year's White House Correspondents' Dinner. I want to start off by saying gold is not for everyone. Whoever told Olivia Beavers this was a good look hates her. I don't know that it's that.
So it looks
bad.
that.
It's
When I
bad.
see
It's
that,
bad.
It's bad.
It's
It's
bad.
not like that.
but I
It's
think
bad.
of the Carol Burnett skit.
Yeah.
Of Gone with the Wind
Oh,
and the green drapes. And it
right.
really looks like she had the gold drapes. She's like, I'll just wear this to the
Yeah.
show. Now, I don't know anything about fashion, but that's the first thing that I
I
saw.
would have not have done the same color purse clutch. I would have popped off of that. But yeah, that's not.
What
a fun
jewelry
one.
would you have worn with this? I mean, it's gold dress. What accessories
And it's
do you
like, what
put
is
with
that?
it?
Velour? I mean, it's
It
a
looks
really.
like velvet,
Yeah.
and it's gathered weird, and so it's laying wrong.
I would have done an estate piece just to go off of the vintage flair to it. Something that looks borrowed, maybe something Edwardian, something.
And I would think like jewel tone purse or something.
Yeah, you need a
that
pop off of that.
off, yeah.
Turquoise, something. Give me something. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is no pulse, nothing.
I love that you guys have fashion sense, and I just said it looked like drapes.
Wait, it's the same thing. It's
into
good.
that.
Yeah.
He is not a fan of the next drape option by Kennedy.
Oh my gosh, with gloves?
Listen,
What?
I've got to say this, and I hate to say this. Jill Biden wouldn't even wear that.
Jill Biden would not wear this.
It doesn't look enough like a couch.
No. Dr. Jill to you, sir. She paid for that.
Dr. Couch to you.
I mean, her glasses are matching her outfit. I mean,
Don't
everything
give her any
matches
credit, please.
her
She's such a
outfit.
big mouth bruta.
I don't mind Kennedy. She's not one of my favorite
Of course.
ones. I don't mind her. Sometimes she's kind of funny, but I
If you're
don't know
post-
anything about fashion, but if somebody brought me a suit that looked like, I'd be like, can we get something just bland?
Yeah, where am I
Can
going?
I have something bland, please?
Tartan.
Khaki would be perfect for
Tartan.
me.
It needs some sort of like corset because it's not laying right. It's not flattering. The necklace is doing the full boob hug, and that is not okay. You have to adjust the necklace for the photo. I don't love a bracelet over a glove, but like that's me. I
Now
guess.
this next one, Sunny, I'm going to disagree with Georgie Porgy. I think she looks fantastic in this.
Really?
Yeah.
She looks like
Compared to everybody else.
she looks like Wish.com Britney Spears.
Wow.
I swear to you,
I don't give that.
if you wanted to freak her out on the runway, you would just look at her and go, is that a MAGA dress? She would so freak out. You're wearing red. Don't you know you're not allowed to wear red? That's Donald Trump's color.
Well, maybe
Get her kicked off the
maybe
View.
this is her subtle thing.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. She's on The View. That's right.
that is where she is from.
All right, this next one, Alyssa Farah.
Oh,
Okay, we got another one.
Wow.
Let me pull
What
it
did
up.
he say? I don't want to knock this dress because it's redeemable. You just didn't understand the assignment. Well,
you know what it looks like?
doesn't fit her
like
well.
a
It
lot
needs
of
a
the
belt.
a lot of the big buildings in New York have like cornice on it, and
Yeah.
literally it looks like this was taken from one of those
kind of Art
buildings.
Deco-y.
Yeah, it's just kind of. I'm like, that's more like an architectural feature than it is a dress.
It does sort of look like the filigree on an Art Deco elevator or like the carpet in front
Yeah.
of the elevator. I stand by my Britney Spears assessment. I mean, that's her outfit.
That's
Right there.
That's
It's-
why we
that's
are,
her outfit.
are a free country. Next up, we've got Coco Roca. He says, so when people try to do high fashion at Geek Prom, I can appreciate it. However, this
Oh, wow.
is just a not. Sorry, Coco Roca. Try again next year, girl.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. I feel like I sneeze and things like this.
It's
I
Mary
think
Poppins.
I can clarify this. This would not even be worn at the Oscars.
No, this is what you clean bottles with.
You and George should have a show together.
Oh, Georgie Porgy. Oh, please. Oh, here we go.
it's a
Juju
lot.
Chang. Oh. Early Birds Made Nightmare. This is just not in or out. I'm left speechless on how bad this dress is and accessorizing
frozen?
attempt this was. Was Juju thinking, please lay off the vintage?
No.
Or what was Juju thinking? Please lay off the vintage.
What's going on here?
I got to tell you,
She's very boring to me. I'm sorry to say this.
If Darcy came to me and said, I picked this one, is this one you like? I would have to lie and go, no, I don't like that. I mean,
No, she looks
just
like a
tell the
green
truth.
bruise. Ugh.
It just doesn't look good.
Okay,
Are we
next.
frozen? Our cameras might be frozen.
Oh.
Again?
You guys to keep talking. It looks like you guys are good. Let me
Hopefully
see.
you guys can hear us.
All right.
Can
Someone
you
just kick the
hear
side of
us?
that thing.
Yeah, the hamster has to get on the wheel. At least my lips look good in this frozen
Kristen
position.
Welker.
Okay. Oh, and the hot pink number. It's serving a brand new bottle of Pepto-Bismol, which, is not fun.
Which, if you've watched her on the news, you sometimes need after she's done reading the news.
Really? Is it
It was just right there. I just had to
Not
say
good.
it.
Not good. Okay. Now it looks like we're going into meme land.
Yes.
That's the Olympic skater dude, right?
No, that's a guy that was probably leaving January 6th with a podium or something.
Yeah, that's true. There it is.
He was taking parting gifts, which were not allowed to be taken.
Oh, you can't do that.
It was not a game show. You're not allowed to take a parting gift.
We're thawed out now. We're not frozen anymore.
Oh, man.
So George Santos, is he going to make a comeback, do you think?
The one with Homer Simpson looks great. Did you get down to the Homer Simpson one?
No, I'm doing it.
There's a Homer Simpson meme. Go one more. One more. I think Homer wore it better. If you put Homer next to the girl in the white.
Homer wore it better.
Yes, Homer
Yeah.
wore it better. I'm
The
just
twirl.
saying.
The
Yes.
twirl of the win. Did you ever watch The Simpsons?
I watched a lot, mainly because I wanted to know what was going to happen in the future.
Right. That's the truth. This
Yes.
is one heck of a prediction over there.
I know. They predicted everything, including Trump being president.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, but if you have a billion shows and you're throwing out a bunch of wild predictions and jokes, you got to figure a couple of them are going to be right.
Right. Yeah.
Plus, if your writers came from the future, it's really easy.
Yeah. Hey, you have
You didn't even react to that. You just rolled
you said
with it.
to the future is very easy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the truth. Well, what did you think about the Jetsons?
We did a story yesterday about a company in South Florida that is trying to get a George Jetson flying car as a taxi. And they're working on it. And Amanda's comment is the most telling and truthful of anything I've heard about that. She said, imagine taking a normal taxi driver who almost kills you on the road and giving him something that can fly.
That would be a hot mess.
Yes.
I'm not excited about this idea.
No.
Yay, we have cameras again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
I kept yelling at you that we've thawed.
All right.
Yes.
You're a genius.
Yeah.
What'd you
Thank you.
kick? Did you need a hammer to break?
Control Alt Delete.
I mean, sometimes you pour a little bin 39 wine into it and it solves problems.
We have that
right?
in stock. You're holding out on me.
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah.
do. All right. We got about 20 minutes.
Okay.
So relationship advice.
We have. Let me make sure we have some on deck. But you've got a story about.
I have a story. So of
Cougars.
all places, Outkick, which is a bunch of guys that left ESPN that started their own sports kind of network. They came out with romance advice this week. And I thought, of all the people to come up with a romance advice column, sports writers. And then I thought, well, this might be pretty good. I guess it's Thursday afternoon edition. True Romance with Sean Joe is here to get your mind right before firing up the lawnmowers. I don't know what that means. So one of their questions is, how many people would marry their spouse again? How many people? What percentage of people would marry their spouse again? I would.
I'm gonna say. I mean, we're supposed to say a percentage back
Yeah.
to you. I'm gonna say 72%.
72 that would remarry their are these people that are currently married to their spouse
That's
or
a
are
good
these
question.
are these
I should
people
have asked that.
that just got married and we don't know whether they're still married? If they're currently still married, I'll say 69%.
For the win, 67%.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
66.6 would
I mean,
would marry
sad,
their
but-
spouse. Only 33% wouldn't. So then there's a story about proud cougar dating
what's this
younger
about?
men.
Okay,
All right, Davey,
I'm ready. Love a cougar moment.
you're so ready to be a sugar baby. I know.
Of
Let's
course.
take a break from Mystery Friends.
How do I apply?
A 50-year-old grandmother finds love in Utah.
Okay.
Of all the states, the state Pete Melfi loves the most.
Utah,
Yes.
Utah. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're very lonely there. Lonely
she's
mountain
not
men.
on an app for people in their 50s looking for. She's out on the prowl. Name is Tara. She's the CEO of Cougar Watch.
All right.
She's a proud cougar who dates men that are her son's age. However, she warns that her romantic interests are not for the faint of heart. I'm scared.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like really scared already, and I haven't read the whole story.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous for this human being.
Yeah. Things Tara wishes she had known beforehand. She's outletting the cougars and waiting to know what to look for in dating younger men. Things I wish I knew before we grew up. You got to keep this lifestyle on the down low because it just gets weird when you have kids the same age as the people you're dating.
Ooh, that's weird.
Yeah, I would say that's weird. I would say if you introduce your date to your son and he's like, yeah, that guy was a freshman on the basketball team when I was a senior, it's kind of bad.
This has happened before.
I don't like that.
Right?
That.
Is that awkward?
Yes, that's awkward.
Yeah.
Ew.
But what if it's true love?
What?
What if it is?
Do you feel like Frodo?
What if
is
it's
that it
true
right
lust?
now? Who is that actor? Martin whatever?
I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Martin Short.
No, Martin whatever. He played Frodo in Lord of the Rings.
Not Martin. Ethan?
He's dating some girl that's 31 years younger than him now. They're English. They met. I know. I read it this morning. I read a headline, so I know.
Elijah
nothing.
Wood
Elijah Wood.
played Frodo Baggins.
No,
Yeah.
then it must have been Bilbo. It was the guy that played Bilbo
Okay.
Bill?
in The Hobbit.
Okay.
That
in The
actor.
Hobbit. All right.
Yes. Ask Jerry Springer.
Martin Freeman. I see now. Yeah.
Okay.
He's dating. He's in his 50s and he's dating someone who's in his who's in her 20s.
That's the thing. I saw the movie Lolita. I did.
Yeah.
I saw the movie
That's a
Lolita.
thing.
That was the thing.
Well, it's a common
Jeremy
thing.
Irons.
It's much more common for an older guy to date a younger woman. There's hypergamy. There's biological reasons for this, and like what women
Is
are
there?
looking for versus what men are. Yeah,
Because it doesn't work.
There's science behind it as to why it happens. It's not as common or as biologically clear why, other than just lust, why older women would date younger dudes.
So why? Oh, I mean, what if this is like a past, like she had a really crappy relationship and got out of it, and now she feels 20 again. You know what I mean? Like something like that.
Well, that's a more selfish motivation. That's you trying to get something for you.
Just because
It's
you
not
found
necessarily true
happiness
love.
with somebody your age,
Right.
don't judge other people.
What is the gap? Like,
Gosh, Amanda.
what's the gap like allowance there? Where do you feel like
I'm the older one in my relationship,
for
just so
like
you know.
by 1 year?
A year and a half.
That doesn't really.
Oh, that's unacceptable.
still older.
That's completely unacceptable,
that's it.
baby.
They're
That's
out.
creepy.
Yeah.
It's creepy and wrong.
I did. I robbed the cradle.
Okay, so like my best friend, 44, and he married a 25-year-old. We were all shocked. That was the thing. We were like, whoa. But yeah, that had happened.
I mean,
It can be worse.
What is the
I
gap?
have a-
What is the appropriate gap? 10 years?
once you're an adult, you're an adult. Like, make your choices. Like, the gap gets wider the older you get. That's acceptable for me. For me personally, I just don't know what you talk about.
So if you're 90, it's
as
okay to date a
someone
20-year-old?
in your 40s.
Oh my God, Real Housewives.
I'm not saying it's
Bravo.
okay.
Anything
I'm
on Bravo.
saying that it's more like culturally accepted. But if you're an adult, then you live your life. I don't like the idea of well, everyone's an adult at 18, except we're going to infantilize someone who's 25 making a choice. I don't like that idea. Your brain's not developed until 26, so like there's the argument for like maybe don't make the decisions before you're 26, but also there's the argument for like you have to learn to adapt to a partner, so maybe do make the decision before your brain is
Do you
solid.
not believe in old soul or anything like that?
I dated very old men for my age for most of my dating life. So I
Me too.
typically went with older guys.
Question of the day. What was the biggest age gap difference?
10 years. 20?
19 and a
15.
half.
Like 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, like, how do you? Okay, because
Wait a minute. I think it was closer to 20 because I think he lied about his age to
No.
Amanda.
He could have.
He 100% lied. He
could
was
have.
much older and lied.
I carded him. I knew.
But yeah, so like thinking about it now, hindsight 2020, would you have taken different steps, or would you have had that relationship?
Well, I didn't stay in those relationships for long.
Oh, you didn't?
Because it doesn't matter how hot you are at
Were
36.
you a sugar baby?
No.
Okay.
I went on like a date with a 36-year-old that everyone lusted at. He came to the restaurant that I worked at all the time. He was a regular. Everyone thought this dude was so hot. He asked me out. Everyone was like, oh, I can't wait to hear about this. He was a total awkward, like socially awkward dork.
Obviously.
So I couldn't get away from the date fast enough in a polite way for my liking. He was very respectful. He paid for what I allowed him to pay for. But he
That
was...
sounds so creepy.
That sounded really
sounds
creepy,
so
bro.
bad.
Yeah.
Let's rephrase that.
We went to
Paid
the
for
movies.
dinner,
We went to dinner, and like before I realized like this wasn't going to happen at all.
Yeah.
Then like I let him pay for the movie tickets, and then we went to eat after the movie, and then I was like, no, I'll pay my tab. It's cool.
Yeah.
And so
You were
that's-
giving those vibes off.
yeah, it was like clearly not going to happen.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I don't want my daughter to date a 36-year-old at 18.
Right.
Because like, but again, I learned my lesson. I didn't just willy-nilly accept dates from 36-year-olds after that, because that was so awkward and weird.
I know a lot of people that are married different than their age,
Yeah.
10 years or older. And to me, if it works for them, it works for them. If you find somebody you really care about, I think that's actually awesome. And
He's
the age
not
they
just
should-
dating someone that's 30-year age gap. He's dating Jenna Ortega.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you're
She
right.
plays a 13-year-old in a TV show, doesn't she?
Hence why I said I saw Lolita.
Something creepy about
Yeah,
that.
there's something. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Because it's one thing if you're young, but you like are very mature and you appear older. Like she looks like a child.
Well,
He definitely looks like her dad and or granddad.
Is he friends with Woody Allen? Just
Right.
asking. I mean, I
What's
don't
the
know.
other one? The one that had to leave the country.
Roman
Yeah, there it is.
Roman
that
Farrow?
dude. Roman Polanski.
Roman Polanski.
There it is.
Yeah.
So Kathy's husband's 10 years older. The's a lot to be said for the
He's
fact
actually
that
a really cool
women,
guy. I know
women
him.
and men mature
Roman
at
Polanski?
different ages.
No, Kathy's husband.
I totally get
Kathy's
that.
husband's a really cool guy.
I know.
And
love
when you
Kathy.
start getting at 52 years old and 22
Yeah.
years old, like if you're getting close to getting AARP
Mm-hmm.
ads and she can just drink alcohol, that's when I start to side eye you. But if you're an adult, make your choice. Like whatever.
All right, so here's the next one. Since you guys took that long on that one, I can't wait to see what you said this one. So a man's fiance cheated on him with his dad.
No.
Whoa.
So
whoa,
the mom
whoa, what are you doing?
The
Guess what?
mom passed away.
Therapy's cheaper.
Oh.
The mom passed away 4 years ago. The son and his fiance, no word on how long they have been dating or how long they've been engaged, would go to dinner with the dad once a week. He says one day they're sitting at dinner. Dad invites us over, and after dinner, they told me they needed to talk to me, which was odd. Turns out they had been having a sexual relationship for over 3 months.
Oh, Papa don't preach.
Being a moron, I asked how many times. That's really not the question you want to ask, right? You really don't.
Yeah, why would you ask that question?
And then he was
Because you're
starting.
in a place of trauma. Like you ask a question without like realizing what the answer to that question is going to do to you.
It's like when Pete Melfi interviews somebody. Yeah.
He says he was starting to hyperventilate at that point, and they were both reluctant to share. Thank goodness they didn't share the number of times, but I wish they hadn't shared all the other times. So he was done with both of them.
No, really?
Really? I can't imagine why.
I mean, we've made a good choice there.
I told my dad, you want her, you can keep her.
I would too.
You're
Ew.
both finished.
You
Man.
and sloppy thirds. Gross. Boo. God.
What does that do to you to like know that your partner can compare you to your parent?
That is just
in the
horrible.
sack.
I really
What
can't.
that would mess my brain up so bad
It
if it
already
was like
has.
you can like compare me to my mom, or if I had a sister, like you could compare me to my. That would mess me up so bad.
Oh. We talked about a story this morning about a gentleman who had killed his wife
Yes.
and took the life insurance money and bought a sex doll and got caught.
Was he Japanese?
No.
Because that's where these sex dolls are selling like hotcakes.
Yeah, but they're not getting married, so he wouldn't have a wife to kill.
Yeah, this was something Virginia said.
Wait a minute. It would only have been creepy if it was the son's sex doll and he bought it used.
Right,
That would have been creepy.
Mike, that is exactly what I said this morning, and I got raked over the coals for it. I said if he bought it used, and then everybody was like, Davey buys used sex dolls. I do not! I just know that they exist on eBay.
You like the look, you just don't like the
I
buy.
know, because I play pranks.
You might want to test out whether it's your thing before you invest in the full price new. It's so gross.
Rubber
So
sheet,
what would
yeah.
make it worse is if it was a doll designed to look like the wife. That would make it even worse.
Even worse. Right, that would be a
Based
little...
on how creepy this is, it would be worse if the dad had bought the sex doll and it looked like the fiance.
Yeah.
That would have been worse.
I heard a story about this dude. He was married, and this is so long ago. He was married. He became like completely obsessed with this young girl that he encountered, like a waitress at the cafe or something. Some plague was going through the town. He finds out that she's sick, and he like goes to care for her. Like he volunteers at the clinic just so he can care for her, and ended up taking her body and like trying to preserve it. And so there's this whole like, you can find her, because when they busted him and they arrested him, they ended up like keeping the body in to study like what he had done with it. And so it's like in a museum now. It's so creepy.
That is so creepy.
Like that's what that dude
Thanks
was
for
doing,
sharing.
just in a whole
You just took it
in
to
an
another
old
level.
timey way.
Wow.
No eBay there.
I can't take you kids anywhere.
No.
No, you
definitely.
started this
You
show
started
off.
it.
No, I did.
They gotta sit us in the back.
Barbara Jean, I would love to watch the Stoidum, but I'm working.
Oh,
It's like full-time work at
have
that
one
point in time.
earbud in. That's all.
You only need half your brain.
We got people ducking in. I know the people over at Publix on 16. They listen in their break room.
That's funny. Oh, goodness. There is a heartwarming story here. One guy returned home after he graduated in 83, went back to his hometown, met a girl. She was working in a store where he bought a jacket. She ripped his receipt and she apologized. She said, I guess I owe you a date. So they went on a date. 4 weeks later, he proposed.
That's fast.
4 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah. We don't even get blood type.
Red
Wait a
flag.
minute. They have been married now for 39 years, judgy people.
I mean, when was this? 1939?
1984.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah.
1984.
In your world,
George Orwell.
1940, buddy.
That's when Big
Yes.
Brother came out,
Yeah.
1984.
1984.
Yeah.
What's wrong with 84? It's a good year.
It was a good year, yeah.
What I can
That's
remember.
when life was free and fun, right?
Right.
There were no phones. There was
There
no one
was
tracking
no
you.
internet.
There was a phone, but it had a cord.
Yeah.
And if you were lucky, it was like a mile-long cord, so you could sit in the other room and talk on the phone.
No. Your parents never allowed you to buy that cord because they wanted to hear your conversation with your other people.
They would just pick them up if they wanted to hear it.
Yeah,
at my
they
house.
would. They
They'd
were
pick up
really,
the other
really good
receiver.
about that. Yes.
So who invented the internet?
Al Gore.
No, you guys are so. That's what I thought too.
No, that's what he claimed. I knew he didn't.
Yes.
That was one of Troy's the Stoidum stat today.
Yeah.
Who was the dude?
That's the
name?
joke, 'cause he
Tim
claimed he did.
Berners-Lee.
Of course.
We should all know his name because
always
he's
a
the
Tim.
one that really, Tim Berners-Lee. So yeah,
He's
on
the
this
one
day,
that
the
ruined
internet-
society.
Yeah, he's the one that opened up the floodgates to life.
I had a buddy who worked for Yahoo Sports.
Okay.
And he said the internet was around for 20 years.
Uh-huh.
No one could figure out what to do with it.
Mm.
And
The porn people did.
Then somebody decided to put two things on there.
Cat videos and porn.
Sports and porn. And once they put that on, then everybody wanted to watch the internet.
That's it. That's all you
Until
need.
those things went on, no one knew what to do with it.
There's a joke that was like, if you could remove porn from the internet, then there would only be one website, and it would be called Bring Back the Porn. Can't remember who said that.
Wow. With that sound clip, you're never running for office.
There
For
goes
so many reasons. I'm
Amanda's
never running
political
for office.
career. Just one more nail in the coffin.
Right. Yeah.
One of many.
How's that looking for everybody? Is everyone excited and jovial for this
What?
season that's coming up?
What, the presidential election?
Yeah,
No.
here we go. Or any election.
I don't
even
need
local
this.
level.
All right, let me tell you this. I do not like the month of October. I do not like horror movies, right?
Yeah.
I would rather watch those
You don't like horror
than
movies?
watch political ads for the month of October.
Yeah, they're not fun.
I mean,
Well,
I'd rather do just about anything. And I'm a political nut, man. There's a lot of stuff, but I am not looking forward to the rest of this year. And I'm especially not looking forward to what happens after the election. Because if anybody thinks it's over on election night,
No.
you're
It's not.
nuts.
Right. We're still
You're
fighting
nuts.
from the last election, even if
Yes.
it's 4 years later.
Yes.
But DeSantis is really cracking down on AI ads. He signed something in legislation where they're really going to obviously analyze this and making sure that.
Which is funny because
Tell me.
when he was in his nomination time, he shared an AI generated Trump ad to put Trump in a negative light. And he got called out by a bunch of people, but very famously, he got called out by Tim Pool and his organization. And he refused to take it down, and his people refused to,
I've
to
already
say
got,
anything.
when we make that fatal mistake, because you talk all the time and eventually you're going to say something you shouldn't say. We're just going to shut it down. We're going to come in the next day and go, yesterday we were all on vacation. That was an AI show and we'd like to apologize to you. I've got it all ready to go.
Perfect.
Pete Melfi's welcome to use it if somebody just wants to say something inappropriate on his morning
Yeah.
show. But that's it. It was AI generated. It was not us. We're all on vacation. Here's the receipts to prove it.
There it is.
And I've got a note from George Santos saying I was not here.
But you wore the right shirt today, sir. I'll just say that.
Oh my gosh.
That's it. That's the show, y'all. We're done.
All right. You guys have a great night. We'll be back tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, guys.